What is good, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is JustClark, and today I'm gonna be drawing. Now, I have not played Friday Night Funkin', but I've seen Tori Kenshin, Jacksepticeye, and some couple of clips, especially the M.I.L.F. But every time it's your turn, different skin mod is used. So yeah, watching those, it's got me like got me acting up. But anyway, I'm gonna just say that there is another version. It's up on my Patreon. Like this video, I have a few clips are cut because I cannot show them on YouTube. You'll understand. But if you wanna see a more like in-depth how I actually color, render, and think about creating my illustrations and how this is made, that you're gonna see everything. It's also up on my Patreon, so check that out if you'd like. But hey man, I just appreciate you watching this video, so let's get into the time lapse of the first part. Alright, so for this one I had to start off with the hair just because, I don't want to get straight into the skin, but first I overlaid it a little bit with the skin color wherever the hair is like gonna be on top of the head. And yeah, now I'm just working on the first layer of shadows. And what I've learned practicing coloring the hair is do not be afraid to put big ass shadows, bro. Maybe it's just a me thing, but like I was afraid to put big ass shadows. I don't know why. Probably because, like I want it to be detailed immediately, but like that shit is a process, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with this I end up having pretty much a good base, and then this enables me to just have two levels of shadow and just like darker shadow I use for cast shadows, as well as just adding more depth to the hair. And yeah, the mom's hair is like in the sprite is a lot more messy, I would say, and for this illustration it was a little too proper, so I pretty much just added more strands on the overpainting. But now I'm working on the highlights, and yeah, I'm still figuring out how to make highlights look better. But pretty much I just drop a color and then alpha lock and then change the color a little bit, then just adding some depth so that which is further away. And for the like key light, I use dodge now instead of add. I feel like it's a lot softer and not too intense. Now moving on to the eyes. Now this is something that I've also practiced a little bit, but not as much. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to make an eye coloring tutorial because I'm still figuring shit out. What I've learned though is that like you gotta practice and study, but also just don't think about it too much, because the way our brain organizes information is when we're actually not studying. So what happens is that like we take the information, it's in our short-term memory, and then pretty much that short-term memory will only be stored into long-term through one repetition and rest. So yeah, that's how our brain kind of stores information and understands it. So pretty much it organizes what we learn when we're resting. So just get some sleep, man. Like you gotta get some sleep, or else you'll usually more than likely forget about it. Either forget it or like have to relearn it. So yeah, you can see me adding some strands of hair to add more like messiness to it. And yeah, for the mouth, I'm pretty sure I changed the hue of this. Yeah, there we go. I tend to go for a more violet color instead of just red. I figured that works better. And then just add in some lips, because she wears lipstick, so I had to add that there. It just looks too flat without lipstick. Honestly, it worked pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I thought it would look weird at the start, but it didn't. So yeah, I did redo the eyes for the final illustration, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, now for the accessories. Pretty much I'm just aware that it's just gold, so no, not really any hard shadows, I would say. And just reminding myself what material the thing I'm coloring is. Now for this one, this is like a sweater thing, so pretty much it's gonna be matte. It's a matte surface, so really no hard highlights, and I'm just rendering a bunch of wrinkles just depending on where the clothes are making contact. So like where the arm is crossing, there's folds that go outward. So yeah. And then for the coat, for the sleeves, obviously I made it go down. I rendered it so it looked like it was going down, and just rendering some folds. I think it's pretty easy to get the feel of it as long as you're aware of like the gravity and the pushing and pulling. And yeah, right here I'm just adding depth and some cast shadows just to see where light really is hitting. Then for the coat, just added a few highlights, some reflective light, though I would say that might have been a mistake on my part, just because black absorbs light, so there shouldn't really be much light for that. And then for the microphone, I just it's kind of like silver-ish, so yeah, I rendered it as a metal, just being aware of the material of whatever it is you're rendering. It's helped a lot, no cap. Then for the backgrounds, something I learned for the backgrounds is just not to add too much detail, and I've gotten better at simplifying my layers so that I'm not overwhelmed. So pretty much I'm grouping colors and then just selecting areas so that one, I don't color over, and two, I don't have to make so many damn layers. So yeah, pretty much you want to balance the detail of the background versus the subject, because let's say you add too much detail to the background, and then you look back at it and then you see that there's like little detail on the character compared to the background, and then you're gonna have to constantly adjust. So pretty much I'm just dropping simple shading and colors on the background first, and if there's any detail that I want to add, I'll add that later, but just making sure that everything is balanced, everything is cohesive. And also I think it worked well. It worked pretty well. For the clouds here, I did kind of struggle a little bit. I haven't drawn clouds in a while, so I was pretty confused, but pretty much just started the gradient and then dropped some like lighter colors, then just adjusted the saturation. And for the window, I'm pretty happy with how I honestly rendered this window. I pretty much just searched car window, so yeah, and just looked at how where the shadows are and stuff. So yeah. All right, the final and last part. Hold on, man. All right, the last part. I'm gonna just do this. All right, and I'm gonna just do a little line coloring. What the hell? All right, just around the outlines. You can't see anything happening right now, obviously because of this elections. Even I don't understand exactly what's happening, but you're gonna we gonna have a satisfying reveal, you know. Don't have to get everything colored, you just want to make it a little subtle. Don't have to make everything, because I think having a little bit of imperfection in that. All right, I think we're good. Maybe I should do this on the material a little bit more. Hold on. Boom. It's a lot softer. Background's a lot softer. Yeah, I like that. Alright, well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. I put another version on Patreon. If you just want to see that, I just want to see that. You probably ain't even reached the end of the video. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope you think it's good. It's on Twitter. Might post it on Pixiv, I'm not sure. Leave a like and subscribe, or else the baby will turn you into a convertible. It'll turn you into a convertible, man. You don't want to be a car with a convertible top. So yeah, see y'all in the next video.